It's time to clear the air and reveal the truth of what it really takes to retire comfortably in Australia. Because the cost of living just isn't getting any cheaper. From housing to healthcare, expenses seem to be constantly on the rise. But that doesn't mean your dream retirement is out of reach. In this video, I'll break down the real cost of retirement, so by the end, you'll know exactly what it's going to cost to live the retirement that you're dreaming of. Hi, I'm Tim. Having talked to many Australians who want to retire, I've seen the struggle of them to find the right information for them to build a proper plan. Because when you picture retirement, what does it look like? Are you sipping cocktails on the beach or enjoying a quiet night at home with a book? The truth is, there's no one size fits all answer because we're all different. The cost can vary widely depending on your choices, but that doesn't mean you're on your own to figure it all out. And that's where ASFA retirement standards come in. This is a framework or regularly updated set of benchmarks that can help you understand the costs associated with different retirement lifestyles. ASFA's data-driven standards offer a solid starting point for planning what kind of money you may need heading into your golden years. Think of it like a roadmap for expenses in retirement. It provides a representation of what it takes to achieve two distinct levels of retirement living, so you can chart your own course with some realistic understanding of what things may cost for you. ASFA, of course, stands for the Association of Superannuation Funds of Australia and is the peak body for the superannuation industry. Now, like I said, there is no one-size-fits-all approach to knowing your exact retirement needs, but ASFA have done their best to at least provide some figures of what it might cost to live a certain way in retirement. They conduct extensive research on an ongoing basis to determine the income needed for different types of retirement lifestyles. A modest lifestyle covers basic needs and some simple pleasures, while a comfortable retirement allows for a good standard of living with extra room for travel, hobbies, and the occasional indulgences. It's the comfortable lifestyle that I want to break down a bit further, as I imagine this is what I would say is the most appealing lifestyle for many of us in retirement. Each quarter, they consider the cost of all these things and provide specific figures on what balance your super might need to be at to cover this lifestyle and the amount you might need to spend each year to accommodate it. As of March 2024, the balances you need in your super account to support a comfortable lifestyle are $595,000 for singles and $690,000 for couples. Super balances for a modest lifestyle have you needing $70,000 for singles and $100,000 for couples. To maintain these lifestyles during retirement, the standards suggest that your retirement income budgets be for a comfortable lifestyle, $51,000 for singles and $72,000 a year for couples. Then the modest lifestyle is $32,000 for singles, $47,000 for couples. And that's what you'll be spending each year in retirement to live at those lifestyle levels. These figures are based on the assumption that you are owning your own home outright and combining your super with the age pension as you go through retirement. If you're still paying off a mortgage or renting, your retirement budget will need to be adjusted accordingly. What we have now, at least, is a base or a good reference point to understand the likely cost in retirement. What we can do now is dive further into this and take a look at some of the categories that ASFA would consider you spending money on in retirement. This will help you understand where your money is likely to be going, how you can tailor it to match your needs and aspirations. There are two different documents you can download from the ASFA Retirement Standard page or website. One is the explainer that gives you an understanding of what they consider all the necessary expense categories, listing the features of a comfortable lifestyle, a modest one, and what would be covered by living off only the aged pension. If you want to get a more specific idea of the differences between comfortable and modest, you can look through this document. From your own knowledge of how you might ideally live, you can see whether you'd likely be needing to live the most comfortable lifestyle or not and include them in your own plans. For example, here you can see that it explains living a comfortable lifestyle, you'd be able to cover things like regular professional haircuts. But if you're someone like me who never needs to pay for a haircut, then you can start to work out that maybe you don't need to factor in this category for your own comfortable retirement. This can help you even more when you start looking at the second document that ASFA provides, the budget breakdown, which is where you can see the line-by-line cost estimations provided for those categories. As you can see here, there's a full breakdown of what it costs on a weekly basis to live both comfortably as a couple or as a single. Now, to summarize, I'll list out the highest expenses in this budget in order, which are housing, food or groceries, transport, health, and leisure/entertainment. Using these two documents, the explainer and the budget breakdown as a base, we can now take these figures and create a personalized budget that reflects your unique retirement goals and aspirations. Because while benchmarks are a great starting point, your ideal retirement might look a bit different. So let's start putting it all into action and building your own set of numbers. What I want to help you do is to build your own number needed for income in your retirement, similar to what ASFA provides, but based on your exact needs. Reminder here that ASFA suggests over $72,000 is needed per year for a couple or $51,000 for a single to live comfortably. But I think we can get a bit more specific if you have a few minutes. Here's how I suggest we approach finding your own figures using the information we already have. I'll put links to all the references, tools, and calculators that I'm using in this video in the description below. While you're there as well, make sure you like and subscribe if you're enjoying this type of topic. For now, here are the steps we are going to take. Firstly, we're going to start by looking at the categories listed in the ASFA's explainer and think about our own priorities. Do we envision frequent travel and dining out? Do you prefer a simpler lifestyle with less emphasis on those things? Are you planning on having private health insurance? Go through all the categories in this document and consider or highlight the standard that matters most to you. Next, you can open up a budget planner. There are many free tools available online, like my favorite one from MoneySmart. This one you can start building online and then download as a spreadsheet if you prefer. But the idea here is that they're built for you to organize your expenses and track your future spending, which of course is what we're doing. This is where you can start putting those ASFA figures along with the categories you just considered to build that estimated retirement income figure. Now you can take a look at the ASFA budget breakdown document for the lifestyle that aligns most closely with your vision. Then you can start filling in your budget planner with the corresponding figures for each category. You can also, of course, instead use your own exact figures based off what you're already spending in some of those categories, or use the ASFA information as your guide. The ASFA budget breakdown provides weekly expenses, but you can toggle between the frequency depending on what you fill in. ASFA is, of course, one source, and if you feel like you need a bit more detail, then you can use other sources and websites. I know there's one called Numbeo, which has even more specific detail on the cost of living in certain areas or regions. If you want to get into that sort of detail, thinking of moving in retirement. Once you've filled in all those categories, you'll be able to generate a total annual expense figure. This is the income you are required to have, or the amount you'll need to cover each year in retirement to maintain that chosen lifestyle. Remember, of course, this is just an estimate and your actual expenses may vary. But it's a crucial starting point for understanding your own financial needs and goals. I do have a calculator on my site called the Retirement Drawdown Calculator, which you can use to work out how long this income might be sustainable based off what your super balance would be in retirement and some other factors. So that's all it's taken to give you a clearer understanding of what it takes to achieve your ideal retirement. While it is a real quick and approximate way to build your own retirement income targets, there is another thing to consider, that life rarely goes according to plan. A comfortable lifestyle isn't just about having enough money to cover your needs, it's about having the financial security to handle life's unexpected twists and turns. As much as you can look at a piece of paper and think this is exactly what it's going to cost, make sure you're aware of the unexpected. In particular, things that are infrequent or areas you've never spent money on. These could be any or more of the following: unexpected home repairs and maintenance, medical emergencies and unexpected health costs, aged care expenses or where you want to live long term, financial support for family members around you, unexpected travel opportunities or changes in lifestyle, and of course, inflation's impact on your savings. I like the idea of aiming to have a little bit extra on top of what you consider your comfortable retirement figure. It could be 5%, it could be 10%, or it could be just a fixed amount. You might not be able to know what the exact cost might be, so you could consider having access to the old emergency fund or allocate an extra amount in your budget for discretionary type expenses. I'm also someone who loves and values insurance, as it gives me a stronger peace of mind for the things I find comfort in, so consider where that fits into your future as well. By now, you should have a clear understanding of what it takes to retire comfortably in Australia, but remember, this is just the first step in your retirement planning journey. There are many other factors to consider and decisions to make along the way. Although you might have a better understanding of the costs it might take to retire comfortably, are you maximizing the way you contribute to your super so you can reach that retirement number sooner? In my next video, I'm going to cover the most valuable ways to make superannuation contributions and some incentives to get the most out of your super throughout your remaining working years. I'll see you there.